On the bumper of her car.
See, there's something wrong with the notion that there's a woman with a "honk if you love Jesus" sticker on the bumper of her car, and then she lectures you with hand gestures from her car. So we use that as the intro to the Doug Pagitt Radio Cripes, Come On, You Gotta Be Kidding Me segment.
Yes.
Where we are reminding ourselves that, yes, we live in a world where some things are not right. We live in a world of things that make you say cripes and come on, and you scream out, "You've got to be kidding me."
Yeah.
But we also live in a world that we can do something about that. We don't have to just live with those things.
No,
sometimes saying that is enough, and sometimes we need to do something to make the world that we want.
Got to get moving.
So we like to encourage our listeners that when they scream that out, that's not the end of the story.
Nope.
That there's something better. There's something more to it. So we end the first hour of the radio program with a cripes and a come on and a you got to be kidding me. We end the second hour with a right on, because there's some things in this world that are the way they're supposed to be. They are right, and they are good, and they are beautiful, and they're what we all want. We have choices to make in this world, the preacher says. What kind of world do you want? One full of cripes? Come on, you got to be kidding me?
Nope, I don't.
Nope, me neither. I want a world that's right on. But this week you don't get the right on because
things aren't right.
Things are just not right. We've been cheated. All right, so I come up with the cripes and I come on, you got to be kidding me. And I try to come up with one every week, and it's not hard. Here's the cripes for this week. The cripes was, I was at this establishment where they sell beverages.
Okay.
And it's the beverages of the caffeinated kind, not the adult libations.
Sure.
So I'm at a little coffee shop, and it's after daylight savings time, and I look up at the clock on the wall, and it's just a clock that you'd buy, for your living room. It's just a free hanging clock, right? Yeah. Nothing special. It's a battery operated clock hanging on a nail.
One like you would get like at Minneapolis-owned Target Incorporated.
One that you might get at the Emmer headquarters.
Yes.
At the Target shop. So you go over to Target, you buy one of these clocks, right? You put a little battery in it, it's hanging there on your wall, and that's that, right?
Yep.
It's one of these clocks. Simple as can be.
Sure.
So I say to the barista, for whom it was 7:20 at night, and I'd walked into the store there, and she's talking to the other barista, and they were not, they weren't crowded,
nope.
And they were just catching up with one another.
Kind of late to be having coffee, isn't it?
So I walked up to order my beverage, and I look up at the sign, and at this particular place, shall not be mentioned, they have a little trivia thing where you can get a dime off.
Yeah.
I try to get the trivia thing right, and then, as is my custom, I don't take the dime off because I don't think the world should be made up by people looking around for a 10-cent discount.
Okay.
The thriftiness is just killing this world. So I look up there, and I notice the clock, and the clock is 4 minutes behind.
Oh, that's
4 minutes late. I put together the theory in my head about what happened. Somebody had set the clock ahead and had checked their own time, and their own time was wrong. So the clock's 4 minutes. Now, this is days and days after daylight savings time had already happened. So I say to the nice gal who's serving me with professional,ism at the shop, I said, "Hey, the clock there is 4 minutes behind." She goes, "Oh yeah, I know. It's been like that for days, but I can't change it or anything." I'm like, "Cripes, you gotta be kidding me. How can you not?" So here this woman, and here's the cripes. It's not directed just at her, but the whole notion that she's the employee, but she can't fix the problem on the clock.
No.
So I start into, if you just take it off the wall and, cripes, I said, what's the point?
Yeah.
So there I was giving up on this woman for whom her as the employee feels so middle management, so stuck in the disempowered position.
Sure.
She's like, I just have to have a clock behind me that has the wrong time, and I can't do anything about it.
Because she just makes the coffee.
I know, but it just drives me crazy that we live in this world in which people think I can't do anything about it.
Yeah. Cripes.
And you know what I said at that moment was, well, I can't do anything about her, so here we were both. I can't do anything about that, and she can't do anything about the clock, and we live in the middle of it all, so we both get the cripes.
Yeah.
All right, here's the come on.
Okay.
Here's the come on. The come on goes out to the doctor where I had to go this week. Not for me, even though I am nursing a sore lower hip and back. Goes out to the I had to take my son over to the medical racket that is called sports physicals.
Okay.
So my son wanted to be in sports for school, and in order to do that, you have to go pay a doctor to tell you that you're okay to play in sports.
Sure.
It's all part of apparently the legalities that are involved in helping these doctors make money. So I got to set up an appointment over at the pediatric store, and I got to go in there, and I've got to meet with the doctor after meeting with the nurse. I mean, there's 10 people involved in all this stuff, right? Yeah. And all they're going to do is look at this.
Everyone gets a taste.
Everybody's getting a little touch of my kid playing in sports. So all the doctor does is basically ask them a series of questions. You got anything wrong with you? No? Okay, then I'll sign the paper and I'll tell people that you can play in the sports. Whatever. So it's, okay, I'm just biting the bullet. Mm-hmm. Then he hands me a brochure on calcium. That they print off. 2001, it was printed. Every person gets it who comes in for one of these physicals, one of these teenagers.
Yeah.
Every one of them. And in it says, you need to eat enough calcium.
Sure.
So it gives you some hints. So I'm browsing through it, and here's what it says. Very often, you can't get enough calcium because your schedule's so busy, high school kids. So here are the calcium boosters on the go. Here's the 5 tips that it gives you. Number 1, order milkshakes for lunch. Number 2, choose foods with cheese, such as pizza, tacos, cheeseburgers, and grilled cheese sandwiches. Number 3, top your salads and soups with cheese. Number 4, order ice cream.
Oh, yeah.
Number 5, when you're at home, choose easy things like cheese sticks, chocolate milk, and pudding. And I'm looking at this thing and I'm thinking, the problem we have with teenagers' health in this world is not calcium.